Good morning, everyone. It's Joni from Joni's Journals here on YouTube and on Etsy and on Instagram. First, I wanted to say a big thank you to Tracy Fox and to all of my new subscribers. Tracy made a post on our Facebook page, Tracy Fox Creative, yesterday. Well, not her Facebook page yesterday, Tracy Fox Creative, boosting not only my ego, but also making a shout out for people to subscribe to my social media. I'm just astonished. I went from 31 subscribers 2 weeks ago to 55 subscribers 3 days ago. And now, thanks to her and all of you, as of about 10 minutes ago, I was at 298 subscribers. I am in shock, and the pouring out of love and comments has just been unbelievable. I'm humbled, and I'm very happy that everyone seems to like what I do. Although it is still June, I thought that I might do something today with you because my very last Creep on June make is not completed yet, and I also want it to be a surprise. So what I thought we might do today is create this. I don't really know exactly what to call it. I had seen Fiona on Miss Paint-A-Lot do something yesterday where she used Tim Holtz's newest collage frames and one of his portraits, not the photos, but the ones that are just the head. I used one in my make for the Creep on June collaboration at the very beginning. It was one of my first entries for my coroner's casebook. And it was just really cute, and she layered the collage frame and the photo head and another piece of ephemera. I don't remember what it was. And she came up with this really cute little piece for her Tim Holtz ring binder journal that she's making. I'll link her in my description. At least I think it's a link. I do @ and then the person's name. I hope it's a link. I did have a comment from Karen, who is a new subscriber, that she'd like for me to add links, or at least let you know the items that I'm using. I haven't figured out how to do the links yet, so I will do a run through of everything I've used for you so that you can do this yourself if you'd like. What I did was I took a photo frame from Tim Holtz. I'll let you know which ones they are in the end. And this is what they look like. And I added a piece of vellum. I don't know if you can kind of tell that there's vellum there. And I dripped on some of the Tim Holtz Distress Crackle paint onto the vellum. I'm hoping you can see it on this one, right there. And I wanted to get a crackle effect. I had seen Marley at Marley's Designs do it. Mine didn't come out exactly like hers, but I'm relatively happy with it. Let me see if I grab a piece of paper, if you can see better what I did. Oh, if I can get a piece of paper. There we go. This one's a little dirty, but I'm hoping you can see the crackle in there. And then after I did that, I scratched it up with my sanding tool, like here. You can see I added the crackle paint to the corner too. I'm hoping it shows. Yes, I scratched it up, and then I inked it so that it would look a little bit old. In this gentleman's case, what I did was I inked it with black, the archival ink in jet black, and I also added some of the Distress Oxide in ground espresso to try to age the photo a little bit better. It's a little bit shiny. And then what I did was I glued together a bunch of Tim's Ephemera after I had distressed it. You can see I tore the edge off that one, and I edged up this. This was a full-size bingo card, but I was being kind of anal, and I didn't like the fact that I only had 4 pieces of ephemera behind this. It's that 3-5 thing. It's more pleasing to the eye. So I cut my bingo card in half, and I glued it in 2 separate pieces, so a little bit of it peeks out at the bottom, and a little bit peeks out at the top. And then I just laid out my ephemera after I had distressed and inked it all. I attached my photo to the back of the vellum, and then I glued it all together. Basically, I guess I started from the bottom up, which makes sense. I know that that's the way we would start anyway. And I kind of worked from the top down, and I layered the items. And then the last piece to go on was the photo, along with the crackle paint, just because I think I forgot. I added some of the alcohol ink, the Ranger alcohol ink in my favorite color, the mushroom, to make it look a little bit older and for it to show up a little bit. I had to trim down this photo, and I cut off the poor fellow's feet because I wanted certain parts of the photo to show, and I liked his hand with his little cigar. You can barely see it, leaning over the rattan chair, and his hat, and just the way he was standing with his hand on his hip. It needed it. And I tried to bring in some more of maybe the male elements to this one. I'm not even really sure what this is supposed to be. It's a counting card, but the numbers don't go in order. It might be a game card of some sort. This was an advertisement for coffee, the bingo card, and this was a round element that's from, it represents a cover of an oil filter can. So what I thought we would do today is to make one of our own. I've done a lot of the grungy parts already. For instance, this part, the roughing up of the edges, I used my Tim Holtz Distress tool. Mine's a bit beat up, and the blades are getting dull. I roughed up the edges, and then I inked it. I did, for the one we're going to make, rough up the edges already because it's very messy. And short of having dust everywhere, I just figured that since it's my first time doing it on camera, that we might just work with already roughed up elements, okay? So this is what I've chosen to do. Oh, and I think that I might get a little brave next week and do the roughing up on camera, if I can figure out a way not to be so anal about dust being everywhere. But what I've done is I've picked out some pieces, and this little girl. What I already did to her, though, and she is still shiny, is I coated her with some of the Ranger Multi-Medium Matte. I usually use the Distress Medium, but I didn't have any, and this was less expensive on Amazon this time, so I grabbed this one, and it works the same, and they're both by Ranger. So what I did was I coated her with the Distress Medium, and I inked her a little bit. We're going to do some inking too with the Ranger Archival ink in coffee. I find that because it's a permanent ink, it doesn't really rub off. You can see there's a fingerprint there, or maybe you can't. I used the regular Distress Oxide, which is not permanent, and so when I went to pick her up, my thumbprint sat on the picture. And then I have some of these little elements. What I was trying to do was to represent, or make with you, is to represent the little girl's life. Now I realize that this is not a report card, or maybe it is. Oh, this is the report card. So I figured, you know, little girls normally go to school. And then this is actually a listing for jobs to do, but I thought it could represent a train ticket. You know, first she goes to school, and then she goes on her travels. Here comes Roger, and he's stuck. Come on, buddy. Come on. And then this pretty little card. Oh, I have to let Roger in. Oops, sorry. Come on, buddy. He has to be with us in our videos, you know that. And then I took this little card with the flowers on it because I thought pretty little girl, pretty little flowers. So let's try to do this together. And here's my frame. I haven't inked it, except for what I did as far as distressing the photos. But I thought I could at least show you how I apply the alcohol ink. I'm going to bring it up here so you can see. What I do is I take just one little drop of the ink and I allow it to spread. Oops, sorry. And then I take a paper towel and dab off the excess. So you can see it's already getting a little bit more interesting. And what I'll do here is just add a little bit more of the ink. A little bit more there. We want this, after all, to look like an old photo. Let's dab a little. There's too much there. Dab a little off. There we go. The rest will dry. The alcohol ink dries pretty quickly. I'm trying to make it so you can see in it. There. Okay. And put a little down there. Okay. And dab that off. And then let's see if we can get the bottom. Okay. Oh. Let's let it run a little bit. That's not too bad. Okay. There. Okay, you can see what we did. All right. And then we have the corner where I did add the crackle paint too. And I'm going to just add a couple of little drops and let that soak in. I hope you can see it. Let's move the light back again. My lighting is awful. There we go. Okay. It's kind of dark. But there you go. Okay. Let's put the ink away, because the last thing I want is ink on my clothes. Okay. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to add her to the frame. All right. So we're going to take a little bit of my PVA glue. And we're just going to go around the edges, because in this case, my little girl, her photo is almost exactly the right size. Whoops, let's get a little bit there. Okay, down there. With the gentleman, I kind of had to place him where I wanted him within the photo frame, and then cut his feet off. Okay, here we go. And let's slide her around and make sure she's glued. She's a little bit bigger than the picture, than the frame, but that's okay. Let's slide her down a little. See her pretty face. Okay, there we go. Okay, she's attached to the, I've said okay about 12 times already. She's attached to our frame. A little bit of the glue came through, but that's all right. It'll dry. Okay. Okay, again. All right, now, this was the part that got a little bit interesting, was figuring out how I want to lay out the pieces. All right, so we'll think about that while we're inking the edges. I inked this one previously because I just wanted to make sure that the ink would stay on this. I didn't have to put the collage medium on this because, oh, that's pretty interesting. The paper doesn't have a sheen or a shine, so I didn't have to worry about that. Let's set her aside. What should we name her? How about Beth? Beth is cute. Kind of reminds you of the Little Women. Okay, let's put Beth over there. And let's ink up our dauber or our sponge. That's Roger. And as you can see, I roughed up the edges. I took the tool. I'm going to do it a little bit. And what I do is I scrape along. And I get really rough with it. There we go. And you can see how the edge gets kind of mottled. And there we go, dust. Okay, let's just get a little bit more ink. And we'll go around and we'll ink it. I know some people don't like inking. I don't mind inking. I hope you don't mind inking. And we'll do that. And we can put a little bit of the ink on the ticket itself because it will stay because of the collage medium and because it's the permanent ink. See, it doesn't rub off. If I use the Distress Oxide though, which is perfect for just staying on the edge of the paper, but when I want it on the collage medium and for it to be a little bit grungier, it's not going to work. Okay. So there we go. That's inked up. The report card. Let's get a little bit more ink. I love ink. I love grungy. And we'll just ink around here and try to push down on that corner there. Okay. See how it got a little bit roughed up there? And we'll ink. And let's get these sides. I didn't ink all the sides because I have a basic idea in my head of how I want to do this. Just because I'm new at this and I didn't want to sit here and go, do I like that? Maybe I should get a different piece out. And then I can't do that with the camera on. Okay, how's that? That looks grungy and dirty. And should we dirty this a little bit? Yeah, why not? We're inking. What the heck? Let's get that a little less white. Here we go. I'll just ink that. I don't mind a lot of ink because, as I said, I do like grungy. Let's put our cap back on. Get that out of the way. And grab my glue. I just want to... My glue gets fussy when it's not clean. Okay. I think we're ready. Now, since I already have an idea in my head of how I want to do this, I'm going to lay it out and then try to get it evenly spaced so that everything shows. What kind of, how's that? I think she looks pretty cool. Okay. How about that? It looks like a row of, not a row, like a bouquet of flowers just sprouting out behind her. Okay. Now what I do is I will cheat and I mark on the back of my elements where, oh, my daughter's awake. She might come in and say hi. Mark on the back of my elements where I'm going to lay them. Okay. With the pencil. And then I'll add some glue. Like so. And this way I get the right angle. And put that down. Now let's test this. Did I put this card too far out? Let's see. You always have to check. No, I think that came out good. Okay. And then we were going to put this one like so. Let's put her in the middle and let's just check how she's spaced. Yeah. right? Okay. Put Beth down. Okay. Oh, I did mark it. That's right. Duh, Joni. So we had it like that, right? And then we were gonna, yeah, okay. Let's do it that way. All right, let's add a little glue. Sorry if you can hear Roger snoring in the background. As I've told you before, he has allergies, so he tends to snort. Okay, there we go. Whoop. Okay, so now we have all of our elements. Now we're going to add some glue to Beth. See, everything gets a little bit messy from the dust from when we sand. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue up there. And we'll add a healthy amount to this. There we go. Now, how did we have her? Let's see. Does anyone remember? Oh, let's see. Oh, I think that worked out well. I might have inked, oh no, I did actually. I inked around the edges of this too. And there we have her. Okay. So what should we call these? How about our multi-ephemera photo pieces? Miss Paint-A-Lot Fiona probably has a name for them. Let's bring him back in. This is the one I did without you. I hope you can see it. All the little elements and the grunge. Okay. And here's Beth, the one we did together. All right. Now, I did promise that I would show you all of the items I've used because Karen asked me to, and I agree. And because I don't know how to link them, I'm going to show you. This was the acetate that I used for the windows. Okay, not the windows, the photo frames. Okay. And then we had the pocket card. These are the Tim Holtz Ideology pocket cards. Okay. They come in 3 different sizes. There's 55 pieces. Okay, I've used them for a lot of different things. That was what this was. All right. And these are the baseboard frames that I used. I don't know how many frames. This one I actually got at Hobby Lobby for $6.50, and I think I bought it recently, so I would venture to guess the price is accurate. Okay, I don't know how many frames there are in here, but that's those. And what else? Oh, my Distress Crackle paint, my multi-medium matte, both by Ranger, my sanding disc, which if you watched my video the other day, I told you that I got this on Amazon. I might be able to look up that link and try to attach it. Yeah, okay. And what else did I use? Oh, this is the PVA glue that I use. I like PVA. It's by Line Co. Books by Hand. I got it on Amazon, but there is a website, www.booksbyhand.com, in case you're interested in that. You get, the last time I got 2 huge bottles for less than $20. And I fill up my Sugar Bell bottle with it and use it as needed. The Ranger Archival ink and coffee. And these are, everyone knows the Tim Holtz handles and pads. I also use the Ranger Archival ink in Jet Black, which I guess you're finding out are my my glue fell over, which I guess you're finding out are my 2 favorite colors. And that was it. I had an idea. I think, like I said, I think next week we might try doing the dirty parts together. I've already picked out some items. I've cut out 2 photos from and this I had, the Tim Holtz Photomatic, which is pretty awesome. Keep trying to get out of the light if you can tell. I also picked out a small frame from the baseboards, and I have an idea for her and him. Maybe we'll start from scratch with the vellum, and I can show you how I apply the crackle paint. The crackle paint has to dry overnight. At least I let it dry overnight, so I don't think we'll make one piece of vellum with the crackle paint, and then we'll put a frame together, and I will take maybe another frame and show you how I apply the collage medium. I'll try to break it down as much as I can without the wait time. All right, I'm gonna go for now. Have a lovely weekend. As you know, I don't usually do my videos over the weekend. But again, thank you so much to everyone. It's just been humbling, the amount of responses I've had. And I'm amazed that nearly 300 people have subscribed. I hope you'll keep watching. I'm going to do as many videos as I can while school is closed. And then I'll have to work out a schedule come the end of August. Not the end of August. The beginning of August, to see if I can manage to squeeze in 1 or 2 videos a week, if I can get some quiet time to myself. Oh, I left this part out. Unfortunately, I can't tell you the name of the kit that these items came from. The background pages, the little work card. I think it's a time card, or maybe it's just a tag. And the report card, because I got rid of the packaging. I can show you some of the elements that are in it, and perhaps when you're out shopping, you might be able to just go by what you see and pick it up if you want the same things. There's little tags, and everything is going to shine, reflect, and ledger paper, and a piece of a, I don't know what. I have no idea what that is. This is the little, one of the little round elements. This seems to be a milk label. And a, what's that game called? Roulette wheel. And there's just a lot of little bits. I can't remember what the kit is called. Not the kit, but the package. Okay. For some reason, I don't think these came in the package. I may have just had these. I don't know, because they just don't feel like the same paper. Here's another time card. This is a mini of the piece that I used in the background. And I don't know what this is either. Maybe somebody, one of my followers who speaks whatever. This seems to be French. Don't know. But these are all the little pieces that came in it. That came with whatever this bunch of stuff is. Oh, here's the other. There's a second of this. I guarantee you I bought 2 of the kits. Yeah, these seem to be repeats. Oh, well, actually, here's the little game card in a mini form. A calendar sheet. I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. If I come across it while I'm out shopping, a lot of these seem to be what Timmy turned into his background pages. You like that, Timmy? I call him Timmy. Gail Augustinelli calls him Timmy, and I just thought it was adorable. But yeah, at least you know what the fronts of everything look like. So depending on how the package lays in the store, I don't know why I got rid of it. Perhaps I needed to steal the plastic to do specimen cards or whatever. Don't know, but sorry about that. But like I said, at least you see the elements, and so you can see what's in the background. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked making something new that isn't creepy. It's just kind of vintage. And don't forget to check out everybody that's been doing the Creep on June videos. Jessica Harris, Corey Dahman, Chantel LePage, Junk Journal Inspirations, I think is her name. Her video was yesterday. And of course, you got to go and watch Tracy Fox. All right, everyone, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week, maybe Monday. Okay, thank you. Bye.